Hello everyone, welcome back to Vanchika's classes. Our today's topic is quantum numbers. As I told you in one of my previous videos that in an atom, this is an atom, in the center nucleus is present and around the nucleus shells are present. These are the electrons which revolve on the orbits or the shells. So some electrons revolve clockwise, some revolve anti-clockwise. So how to know the exact path of a particular electron in an atom? The answer is quantum numbers. Quantum numbers help us to trace the exact path of a particular electron. By the help of quantum numbers, we can trace the exact trajectory or the path of a particular electron. So what is a quantum number? Quantum number are basically of 4 types. I will tell you about this later in this video. So what are the quantum numbers? The set of the numbers used to describe the position and energy of an electron in an atom are called the quantum numbers. They are used to describe the trajectory and the movement of an electron. Quantum numbers are of 4 types. The set of these 4 quantum numbers describe the path. So what are the types of quantum numbers? Quantum numbers are of 4 types. First one is principal quantum number, denoted by small n. Second one is azimuthal quantum number. It is denoted by small l. Third is magnetic quantum number, denoted by m l. And the fourth one is spin quantum number. It is denoted by small s or ms. First of all, we will discuss about principal quantum number. Here are some important points about principal quantum number. First is, what does it do? It designates the principal electron shell of an atom. What does it mean? It means that if n is suppose 4, what does it mean? It means that electron is present in 4th shell. This is nucleus, these are the shells. So this is the 4th shell. So electron is present in 4th shell. Larger the value of n, more will be the distance between nucleus and that electron, and the larger will be the atom. It is because suppose the value of n is 4. So electron is present in 4th shell. The distance between nucleus and electron is this. But if the value of n is 2, then the electron will be in this shell. So the distance between electron and nucleus will be less. So it is understood that if the value of n is large, then the distance between the nucleus and that electron will be higher, and thus the size of atom will be large, and vice versa. Next is the value of quantum number. This quantum number is always a positive integer. Its smallest value is 1. It cannot be negative because the number of shell cannot be negative. Electron is present in at least first shell, so its value cannot be negative or 0. It can be 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. Next point is, when an electron is excited, it jumps to higher energy state. So the n increases. If it moves, suppose this is the low energy state and this is the high energy state. So if one electron moves from lower to higher energy state, then obviously the value of n will increase. So this is this point. And this phenomena of jumping from lower to higher energy state is called as absorption, because electron is absorbing the energy, thus it jumps from lower to higher energy shell. This phenomena is called as absorption. And opposite to this phenomena, when a higher energy electron loses energy and comes to lower energy state, is called as emission. Because when an electron loses energy, means emits energy. If an electron comes from higher to lower energy state, so then obviously it will emit some energy. So this is all about principal quantum number. Next we will discuss azimuthal quantum number. Azimuthal quantum number, also known as orbital angular momentum. Its value always depends upon the value of principal quantum number, and it is always lesser than the value of principal quantum number. It is denoted by small l, and if the value of principal quantum number is small n, then the value of azimuthal quantum number will lie between 0 to n minus 1. For example, if the value of principal quantum number is 3, then n minus 1 is 2, so 0 to 2, all the values that comes between 0 to 2, it will have. If the value of principal quantum number is 3, then azimuthal quantum number will be 0, 1 and 2. And how to find the subshells? Subshells we will find. Here are 3 values of azimuthal quantum number, 1, 2 and 3, 3 values. So write down principal quantum number 3 times, 1, 2 and 3, and the value of azimuthal quantum number 0 is against S letter, 1 is against P, 2 is against D and so on. So if the value of L is 0, 0 means S, so write down S here, and 1 is against P, write down P here, and 3 is for here is 2, 2 is for D. So these are the subshells. This quantum number describes the shape of the given orbital because different subshells have different shapes. This is all about azimuthal quantum number. And these are the designations of azimuthal quantum number. These are the values, these are the designations. You have to keep this in mind. S, P, D, F, G, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on. The last azimuthal quantum number value is 2. So 2 is against D. So write D here. So these are the 3 subshells it have, 3S, 3P and 3D. So this way we can find the subshells and number of subshells. This quantum number describes the shape of given orbital because the different subshells have different shapes. These are the designations of azimuthal quantum number 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, SP, D, F, G. 0 is for S, S is for 0, P is for 1, D is for 2, F is for 3 and so on. Its value is always lesser than the value of principal quantum number. It is understood because it is from 0 to n minus 1. This is all about azimuthal quantum number. Now we will discuss magnetic quantum number. Magnetic quantum number. Its value depends upon the value of azimuthal quantum number. So we can say that its value depends indirectly upon the value of principal quantum number. The value of magnetic quantum number have all the values between minus L to plus L. For example, if azimuthal quantum number is 3, then it is denoted by m small l. Then the value of magnetic quantum number will have these values: 0, 1, 2, 3, minus 1, minus 2 and minus 3. It will have 7 values. It determines the total number of orbitals in the subshell and the orientation of these orbitals. How can we find the total number of orbitals? This is the formula 2l plus 1. For example, if only n is given to us, n is 3 suppose, then L will have value 2, maximum value of L will be 2, we will take the maximum value here. So maximum value of L will be 2, so keeping this, putting this value here, we will get 5 answer. But we know that each orbital can have maximum of 2 electrons. So we will multiply this number by 2 and this is the answer. 10 electrons will be accommodated to that orbital. There are two ways to calculate the magnetic quantum number. One is this way and another one is this way. This is the direct and easier method, because if the azimuthal quantum number is 3, then there will be 7 values of magnetic quantum number, that is -3, -2, -1, 0, 1, 2 and 3. But here if we take L equals to 3 and put it in the formula, then we will get 2 into 3 plus 1, that is 7. So here we will have to count the numbers and here we will get it directly. So this is easier method, but you can use any of this. These are the number of orbitals. But if we have to find the number of electrons, then we will multiply this number of orbitals into 2. That is 14 electrons. So this is the method of calculating magnetic quantum number. Now moving to the spin quantum number. Spin quantum number. It is independent of the values of principal quantum number, azimuthal quantum number and magnetic quantum number. It can have only one of the two values, that is plus 1/2 or minus 1/2. It is denoted by small m s, and it gives the direction in which the electron is spinning. An electron can spin in one of the two ways, that is clockwise or anti-clockwise. If the electron is spinning clockwise, then the value of spin quantum number will be plus 1/2. And if it is spinning in anti-clockwise direction, then its value will be minus 1/2. And in an orbital, there can be two electrons, one is in upward direction and one is in downward direction. So this upward electron is spinning in clockwise direction and it is shown by this symbol or this arrow. Similarly, this second electron, which has its point downwards, is spinning in anti-clockwise direction. It is denoted by this downward arrow or this. So this is all about quantum numbers. Now let's solve some problems. This is the first question. We have asked that what are the possible subshells when n is equals to 4, and then how many orbitals are contained by each one of them. Whenever we see subshells words, this is connected to azimuthal quantum number. N is given here, n equals to 4, then value of azimuthal quantum number will be 0, 1, 2 and 3. There are 4 values of azimuthal quantum number. So write down n 4 times. Zero is for S, P, D and F. These were the designations. So for 0 we have written S, for 1 P, for 2 D, and for 3 F. So these are the 4 subshells. And to calculate the number of orbitals, we have nothing to do with these values, all the values of L. We will take only the maximum value of L. So maximum value of L is 3. Then magnetic quantum number will be 2L plus 1. That is 2 into 3 plus 1, that is 7. So we were asked about the number of orbitals only. So number of orbitals is 7. Further, if we were asked about the number of electrons, then we will have to multiply this number by 2. So I hope now you can solve all the problems related to quantum number. If you still have any doubt regarding this video or any video on my channel, then you can simply comment down in the comment section and I will clear all of your doubts. Thank you for watching this video, and if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, then please click the red subscribe button down here and press the bell icon. And if you haven't yet liked this video, then please like the video by clicking on the like button.